Contortionism.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that in a dress.
It's an ism.
It's hard to do that in a headpiece.
I don't know if this actually looks right.
Wow, if I had a camera, I'd take a picture. All I have is video.
Oh. Well, that changes everything.
That looks awesome, though.
Sorry. That's all I can do with this dress.
That's it?
Oh yeah.
I can't break her dress.
Limited to what we can do.
Yeah, the headdresses, corsets don't help either. If I was in a G-string though, that would help.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. I didn't get anything from you. Who are you?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's your name? Where are you from?
Jules Vegas.
Jules Vegas? Is that your full name?
Vegas. M-A-G-U-S. Musician.
Ah.
In Latin.
How long you been contortioning?
Since I was born. I think my mother started contorting my body in the crib. And I just kept going.
Wow.
But I spin fire for a living.
Another fire breather.
Fire dancer.
So you're part of the.
The Flambeau show.
Are you doing the new show that they're doing?
The Calling?
Yes.
I've been talking to them on and off about it. I don't know if I'm doing it yet. But I did their lava show recently.
You work with Massey?
Who?
Massey? Kathy?
Oh, I've heard of her. I haven't worked with her yet.
So you say you're only a partial contortionist?
Only because I don't do it as a profession. But I've done this pose for a sculpture 3 months, 3 hours a day.
What?
Well, once a week, but still.
Doesn't that cut off blood circulation?
A little bit. I stopped feeling my leg after a while. Worth it, I think. Oh, check this one out. This is more of yoga than contortion. Okay, let's hope I can balance.
What do you know about chashama? Say it while you're in that pose.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. How do you say chashama?
Sama.
Chashama!
Chashama!
Awesome. And where are you from again?
Brooklyn.
Born and raised?
Since I was 4.
You're from where before you're 4?
Azerbaijan. Baku.
Never been there, don't know it.
Tiny little country on the Caspian Sea. It's near Turkey, Georgia, Armenia, Iran, Russia.
And now you're in Chashama. Chashama.
Chashama. I don't even know what that is.
It means to. Hey, what does chashama mean? To have something. Forget. This looks really wicked with the way I'm shooting with this lens. This is a really wide angle lens.
Is that why you're so close?
Yeah. So then it like really distorts your figure while you're distorting yourself. Pretty cool. You gave your name. What's your name?
Jules.
Jules, right? That's right. Vegas.
Jules Magus.
Vegas.
M-A-G-U-S.
Vegas from Brooklyn and
Latin for magician
Cool.
or magic user.
All right, can you give a shout out to Chashama?
Chashama.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
That's really good.
Yeah. Here. Point this. Right. We are recording. So, tell me, what do you know? Who are you?
Well, I'm Streb. Streb, I focus on extreme action, and I like to invent hardware to be able to propagate issues with altitude and extreme force, and getting bodies to places in space that no one has ever been before in that particular manner. On top of that, my friend Kim here, we like to figure out how do you then get those events of action and circumstance out to the general public. So we're in the process of asking how our audience can not just expand, but change use groups. And since it's the United States of America, I'm very interested in figuring out how most of the people across the nation have been left out of ever entering into a theater. So we're trying to design a space where everybody feels welcome, basically.
How's that coming?
Well, what is it, 10 years old now?
10 years old, and it's going really, really well. We're actually sort of bursting at the seams, and we're just, I guess, in the middle stages of a capital campaign. We're working with the Snowhetta architects to design what would be our version of an international action factory. So an action invention lab. It's called the Streb Lab for Action Mechanics, after Elizabeth Streb.
And do you two participate in the Streb Lab physically?
Physically, I don't know. I think I jumped on a trampoline not long ago.
And you, Elizabeth?
I am Elizabeth, and I'm now a private dancer. I wait for the sun to go down and for me to be all alone. But I will say that I try and arrange situations and conditions where I let extreme things happen to me.
Right. So we as an organization orchestrate that for her.
Yeah. For instance, the Whitney groundbreaking. I thought up something with my technical director, Matt Macadon, where he got a bird feeder, a deer feeder that was on McMastercar or online somewhere. Maybe it was on eBay. And it was enough volume and several 55-gallon, tanks to hold a ton of dirt. And then with an aperture of about 8 inches, just pulled the plug and let it rain down on my head, that type of thing.
Right.
I'd like to walk down buildings in honor of Trisha Brown, the great choreographer, my mentor.
That's right.
Even though she didn't know that she was my mentor, I revere her.
Right.
And anything else, I'm trying to think of something. Oh, I know.
You
I
have
had
a
one.
piece up your sleeve called Like a Liquid. We haven't quite figured out how to produce that yet, but we're working on it.
Like a liquid, but then
Like
there's
a liquid.
water hold.
There's water hold. Yeah, water hold.
how
That's
would
a
you describe
great
that?
idea. Okay, so water
I
hold.
want to do that.
What we need is the fire department's participation. So if there are any people out there watching this videotape that have any connection to the New York City Fire Department, what we need is access to 4 fire hoses that will come at Elizabeth from 4 corners of her body and will at the same time exert a consistent amount of water pressure from each of 4 hoses that will keep Elizabeth held in one spot in space for the duration of the amount of time she feels she can bear.
While we fill up our pool.
While we fill up a pool of water, and then our extreme action heroes will do a bungee dance into the pool of water.
But I want to say that I think chashama is a model. And some of the things we are trying to do is figure out how do you get the every person, the artist, to lead factions of people into public and private space and change their lives.
Right.
And we think that's what you guys are doing. Chashama and their use of public-private space for the general public, led by artists, Slam and Strab and Kim Cullen, and we're all trying to figure out how you signal to the general public in a micro, viral, petri dish kind of way that this is their space, the way the old church used to be a sanctuary for people. So you're looking at the model now of a 7-Eleven, where anything you need, we've got on some level. And
Right.
you can come in because it's funded by public money. So, you know, I feel that the spirit's not, the design's not totally the same, but the spirit is.
Right. And we have this amazing program called the Emerging Artist Commissioning Program, right?
Yeah.
They just did a performance, 5 different artists, and so on that level, to a much smaller, obviously group of people, but we're providing time and space and resources for people to create art that is that in their minds could only be created at Slam because of the kind of space it is and the resources that we have there, and it has to be action based. And they're creating their own art, emerging art, and it's very successful. We're in the 4th year, I think.
Yeah.
4th year. So yeah.
We're in love with action movement, really, of any sort.
How does one get involved with that?
Oh, you just go to www.streb.org, and you come over to 51 North 1st Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, at any time of day or night. And pretty much you can either watch or do what you want, or fly on the trapeze, or think about what you could do that no one else has ever done.
Yeah, and once a year, for the emerging artist thing, once a year, we do a call for applications, usually in the fall with a showing in the spring.
Give out money and things.
Yeah, money and space. And resources, access to our technical people, and we have a theory that if you can be a technical director at Streb, you can basically do absolutely anything. So resource to our technical people is pretty like Wouldn't you say, Elizabeth?
Yes, no, I would say that. And what's interesting about being a human in the world, and I'm sure you've noticed this, like I live in a 4th floor walk-up, which is really only 3 floors since New York City counts the ground floor as 1. I have noticed that pigeons in New York City, there's always some action to observe at all times, fly at the altitude sideways of the 4th floor. So I feel like it's just magic. I happen to get a 4th floor walk-up. Because I sit there in the morning, I'm like, and then I've got 3 windows, but I look there and it's like this. I mean, they must be going 50 miles an hour. I mean, it is so fast. And there's flocks of them, there's one of them. And I sit there sometimes, I'm telling you, for longer than I should, and I watch these pigeons who, when you meet them on the street as they wander around, are much less elegant than when I see them fly.
That's great. Thank you.
You're
welcome.
You're a sleuth. Inquiry.
You just snagged us,
Inquiry
man. You snagged us.
So many things, right?
Here's my umbrella. All right, we're heading down to the bathroom.
Thank you so much. Elizabeth, thank you. This. So, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Krishna. Why am I here? Why are any of us here?
What are you eating?
To eat fruit.
Are you an artist or something?
I am. Aren't we all?
What kind of art do you do? Some people know. Some people said they're not artists at all.
Well, I mean, I do everything I'm wearing. And I was performing earlier. And maybe I still am right now.